Bitcoin price might be rising, but adoption certainly is. We're seeing it from countries, politicians, from banks, basically every institution in the world. It's all happening, guys, so you just got to zoom out and wait for price to catch up. We're going to discuss that right now, as well as a lot of news that happened over the weekend and is driving markets today. Let us go.
Let's go.
Seeing you guys say that there's a problem with my sound. You guys hearing sound wrong? I can't hear it, so let me see. 1 second. Maybe there's something wrong with my mic. My kid comes in here, starts touching things. Let me see what happens if I try to listen to this. Do I sound bad? Do I sound awesome? Oh wow, I sound bad. Well, it would appear I know. Can you guys hear me now? Can you guys hear me now? Does that sound better? No idea why the hell that happened. Does that sound right? Or is it still messed up? Let me see. Now I'm talking. Now it's still bad, so that's not my mic. Something going on here with the internet. No idea what it is, but clearly we're going to have to bail on this video. Unfortunately. No idea why that would be happening. 1 second. Don't know. Once I'm going to try turning on a mic, turning off a mic.
Still sound fucked up? Can I still sound bad? Do I still sound
terrible? Do I still sound terrible? Is this any better? I think we sound a little better. Woo! Oh, let's try everything in the house. Oh. 10:06, and we haven't done shit. Mondays. We're doing Mondays, guys. Doing Mondays right. So, hey guys, great, perfect, awesome. Tried everything. Tried the things. I did the stuff. I tried the other stuff. Not kind of weird that I switched over to the iPads and yeah, Cyborg though, that was sweet. What was it? I don't know, man. I just kept resetting shit until something worked.
Oh no, we suck again.
Is it working now? Yeah, working good. Anywho, yeah, guys. Let's just I'm gonna dispense of the hi, Scott Melker, Wolf of Wall Street. Subscribe, like the thing. Like it 7 minutes ago when we should have started. Whoo, man. Scottborg. Cyborg that's Scott of a Scottborg. Yeah. Whatever, man. You know what? Smash the thing. Do the stuff. Lost a couple hundred people there who didn't want to hear me talk like a robot. They can suck it. Anyways, I'm going to just dive right in because time and things and stuff and, you know, whatever. Here we go. Talk about in the intro what I say. Mainstream adoption happening. Things are being adopted. You are probably adopted. It's possible. It's possible. Whether your parents told you about it or not. You ever like wonder, well, I'm kind of different from my family. You're probably adopted and they didn't tell you. But Bitcoin also being adopted. And this is a pretty big story that like kind of only in crypto globe. Weird. Bitcoin, 300 community banks in US preparing to start offering Bitcoin trading in 2022. 300. This is Sparta, right? The 300. It's the 300, guys. So good. 300. Oh, yeah, guys. I feel like I had a beard before. Yeah, I shaved. I have not gotten a haircut, but I shaved my face. Did you guys even notice? Wife didn't even notice. Had a beard for like, I don't know, 27 years. My son was like, scratchy face is gone. He's 2. He reads that book, Pat the Bunny, Daddy's Scratchy Face. Anyways, man, yeah, King Leonidas, the 300. Here you go. This is through NYDIG setting up. This is a result of so much demand that 300 community banks in the US are reportedly set to begin offering Bitcoin trading via mobile apps in response to high demand from clients. So now if you're like a customer of First Union Federal Community Bank Topeka, you'll be able to go in their probably broke ass app and buy some Bitcoin. But this is no joke, man. 300 community banks all through NYDIG based on extreme demand. The rollout of its new crypto banking service from Vast Bank, which was one of the examples. And this is going to happen in the next quarter. By the time we're halfway through this year, 300 banks, actual banking institutions that bank your bankings, will be offering crypto trading services mobile, competing directly with the Coinbases and Voyagers and Binance Mexes and FTNances of the world. Pretty big. Pretty big. Oh, you're late, Kristen. You missed a really great intro where I sounded like a cyborg and couldn't figure out my sound for 7 minutes and everybody left because they hate me. Anyways, so that's the big news of the day. We talk about mainstream adoption. There's enough demand that 300 local banks that probably have like $47 in their savings accounts as a business are going to spend the money and effort to offer Bitcoin services. But they're not the only ones, right? Politicians all up in here talking about the corn, all doing it. Arizona State Senator proposes a bill to make Bitcoin legal tender. This is Wendy Rogers. She's a Republican from Arizona. I've heard that she's actually a like utterly complete nutbag, but I know nothing about her, and that could just be anecdotal from people that don't like her. But I've heard she's but we love her now, right? She's like, don't like the immigrants and the jobs and whatever, Bitcoin. And we're like, yeah, I love her. Aliens going to take over the country and I'm going to let them in through the sky. I'm going to do a hole in the ozone and dominate the planet, but also Bitcoin legal tender. She's my favorite. Let's vote for her. I literally know nothing about her, but I've heard I've heard that she is banana balls. And so that doesn't give me great confidence, but now we love her, right? Because she said the word Bitcoin once. But yeah, wanting to make Bitcoin legal tender in Arizona where they do all kinds of wild shit anyways. So nothing would surprise me. I once played a gig in 2007 in Arizona. I was on a tour called Summer Haze Tour with G Love and Special Sauce, Slightly Stupid, and Ozo Motley, and I was the DJ on the tour. And we played in Arizona in August, and it was so hot. I was playing vinyl that my vinyl melted to the turntable. It was like, and that's the shit that happens in Arizona, right? But also Bitcoin legal tender literally melted to the turntable and had to peel it off and fix the turntable. It was so hot. It was like 120 degrees outside, right? But yeah, so she wants to make it legal tender, meaning this was her bit that Bitcoin that's not the quote I want. Not the quote I want. But basically, bottom line is that would allow you to utilize it commercially. You'll be able to buy things, be able to pay your taxes, be able to pay your bail, because we know that your ass is going to jail if you live in Arizona too long because you're like Florida man. Yeah. And that's how it goes down. That's how it goes down. So she is proposing that they make it legal tender in the state of Arizona. Is that even a thing? I don't know. You're definitely against the Constitution for states to create their own currency, but I guess it will be up for debate whether Bitcoin can be made legal tender in a state. But, listen, like states do wild shit all the time, right? States do wild shit. We know that. Like, I mean, y'all remember weed? Y'all remember the weed? That shit's still not federally legal, right? But that hasn't stopped, like Colorado from leading the charge. And at the beginning of that, Colorado like was opening weed stores everywhere, and they weren't sure if the federal government was going to stop them. So banks wouldn't even allow the the weed store owners to deposit. So they're just driving around with truckloads of cash trying to find a bank to put it in. That's kind of where we're at with Bitcoin right now. Right. And so let's hope that this comes to fruition in some way, shape, or form, or that it's even legal and can be proposed. But they're not the only state. I wrote about this in the newsletter this morning. Mississippi. You have to say Mississippi and forget about the extra ISS. Right. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. Go tackle somebody. That's how you knew how long you could wait to rush when you're playing football as a kid. You counted to Mississippi, which is actually the most valuable thing that's ever come out of Mississippi, sadly. But MISSISSIPPI, but you say Mississippi like there's no extra ISS. It's just Mississippi. But yeah, Mississippi, a senator in Mississippi is also trying to work on a Bitcoin-related law. And not only that, all three gubernatorial, say that 3 times fast, gubernatorial. All 3 gubernatorial candidates in Texas have plans for Bitcoin. Governor Abbott went out, he's been wooing the mining industry, obviously. Last week, he went out on a limb. He was like, what we're going to do up in here in Texas? We're going to invite the miners here to fix our grid. I have no idea how Bitcoin miners are going to fix the power grid, but it sounds awesome, and I'm here for it. Because if you remember, Texas's power grid is really, really jacked up. Like if it gets below like 62 degrees, a hard Texas freeze, power grid goes down. No power for you. It's like the soup Nazi in Seinfeld. No power for you. No lights for you. But yeah, he's calling on Bitcoin miners to come on down to Texas. On down to Texas, gonna fix them. I don't even know. Those weren't words, but just like country music, nobody can understand what anyone says in Texas. It's true. True story. Everything's bigger down there, though, I hear. So yeah, man, Texas also making moves. Whichever candidate wins has a plan for Bitcoin. And this really, we talk about mainstream adoption, right? That's the thing that we put on the thumbnail. So I have to talk about it and pretend that I had a plan and that I'm not RoboCop. But yeah, talking about it, we now have, 300 banks coming in. We have politicians of both parties all over the country talking about Bitcoin. We have an executive order from the United States president that could be coming literally as early as this week about crypto. Quite literally at every level of government, every level of society, people are talking about Bitcoin. We take that for granted. That was not the case all of like a few months ago. We were still the crazy people with the magic internet and money created by cartoon wizards on Reddit, right? And now we're still those people, but other people are hanging out with us. What's your take on the executive order? Bad. I don't know, bro. I haven't read it. I would hate to go out on a limb and make any assertions. My knee-jerk reaction was it was fine. Then they said it's about national security, and I said that sounds bad. And then I thought about it, and I think that that's probably a reaction to Russia kind of going all in, and it would be really stupid of the United States to ruin their position in the crypto market and in the world by being too heavy-handed. So I have a feeling the executive order is just going to say, hey, regulators, get your shit together and figure it out. That's what I think. It's going to light a fire under the ass of the SEC, CFTC, OCC, DEA, CIA. I don't know, man. You down with OPP? You fucking name it. How is there not a government agency called the OPP? Office of the People's Protectorate. And then they could use the song, You Down with OPP, and you could be like, yeah, you know me. I'm down for the People Protectorate, the Protectorate of the People. I protect people. Down with OCD? Yeah, you know me. You down with ADD? Yeah, you know me. Right? So he's going to ask the ADD to regulate the OCD in the BTC. Right? Right. Yeah. Down in the OC. That's how it's going to go down. That's how it's going to go down. So yeah, my knee-jerk reaction was negative, but I think it's just sort of the government saying, hey, we need to actually deal with this shit and stop kicking the can down the road. So guys, now really important words from JP Morgan. If you like being the master of the obvious, excessive volatility hindering further mainstream adoption. This wasn't the one I was talking about. We'll talk about Morgan Stanley. I got JP Morgan Stanley. They should just form one company, but we're going to talk about Morgan Stanley in a second. They're saying excessive volatility is hindering further mainstream adoption of Bitcoin. JP Morgan, who has their own coin, right? But they said basically that also they think that Ethereum is facing major challenges because people aren't caring about NFT and DeFi. And I'm like, where the have you guys been? Justin Bieber, we'll talk about it. Just bought a Bored Ape for like 500 ETH. But yeah, NFTs are totally dying, bro. But they say that they think that Bitcoin's worth 38K. Bold assertion when Bitcoin's trading, I don't know, right around 38K. And they said a whole lot of things. But basically making the point that nobody wants to adopt Bitcoin until it's less volatile, to which I respond, the reason we all love Bitcoin is because it's so amazingly volatile. Can you imagine if Bitcoin price was like gold and just like rose or fell like 0.25% every 19 months? Oh my God, guys, gold is pumping. It went from $1,871 to $1,874. So rich. Yeah. And like, you want to talk about mainstream adoption? Take a look at tech stocks, bro. God, man, I bought some ARK once upon a time. Kathy got me a little of that Kathy would because Kathy would, so I would too. That shit's down like 60 something percent in the same time that Bitcoin's done like a 50% correction. So take a look at your own shit before you start focusing on ours, bro. That's a funny comment from Juicified. Gold moves about as slow as the boomers owner. You are a funny person. You're a funny person. But speaking of JP Morgan Stanley says Bitcoin's 50% correction is nothing new. Yeah, they actually looked at some data that everybody knows about and drew a conclusion that everybody knows about. But it's good that they're on our side. My chair is pretty comfortable, but I just have a generally bad lower back, so I do a lot of this. A lot of that. It's not purposeful. But yeah, I have a great chair. It's a Herman Miller. It's a really nice chair. It's a great chair. Morgan Stanley says Bitcoin 50% correction is nothing new. The slide is within historical norms, the bank analyst said. But of course, oh, look at that cool picture, guys. It's a bear, but his reflection's a bull because there's just a little bull in every bear, right? Yeah. Well, there's a little bull in every bear. I've told you about that. People selling Bitcoin are all bulls that just want the shit cheaper. They're not really bears. That's the way it is. We all know that that is true, right? But they put out all the numbers. I don't remember 15 bear markets since it was created in 2009. Like we literally do this every year, like twice and on Tuesday. So everybody chill the F out. That's basically what they're saying. Let's take a look at the charts. Oh, look, the fair value of a Bitcoin is $37,832. JP Morgan woefully overshooting bet at 38,000. Like, hey guys, you know what the fair value of a Bitcoin is? It's whatever price it is right now. JP Morgan analysts make $7 million a year for deep analysis. So stupid. But yeah, guys, here it is, the weekly chart. Oh, and we love it. We love it. But do we? I don't know. Here is November 8th. Okay. When we topped 69K, everybody, it was like a circle jerk of epic proportions everywhere. Bitcoin's going to 100K. It's amazing. We have not had 2 green, in my case, gray weeks in a row since then. Haven't. It is whack, right? There's a green candle. There's one. There's one bear. So listen, that was a nice little spinning top. Should have showed some indecision. So we did go sideways for a few weeks, but it was followed by a down candle. So this potentially bullish candle, bad. Bullish engulfing candle right here, followed by a shitty candle. This is why you wait for another candle for confirmation and why weekly candles are annoying, because see you in 7 days, bro. Down. 2 weeks ago, potentially bullish candle. Oh, it was looking so good. Oh my God, we fell so hard, right? And now we have another, you call it a high wave spinning top, a hammer. Technically, you'd want a hammer to be closing near the highs, right around 39. Either way, potentially bullish candle. Big wick down, big wick, Jimmy right here. Gets all the ladies, right? Big wick down into demand. Massive demand zone right here off of this candle. This is where people are interested in buying. Nice volume, slightly exceeded the volume on that down candle there, and bigger than any since 69K, which wasn't even that high. This is Coinbase, right? Last time we had a bigger volume candle, actually now looking, was June of 21. It's been been a while. It's been a long time. Shouldn't have left you without a strong chart to step to. Y'all even know about Eric B or Rakim? But yeah, so weekly looking pretty good, but like until we're above this, and really for me, I mean, you know what it is. You know what it is. About 42. Where's that 42 right there? Right there. I'm not doing it. Not going to get overly bullish, but I'm certainly not bearish at support when everybody's freaking out. Nope. I mean, if you ask me with a gun to my head, is the bottom in? My answer would be yes. Like, I think there's a 57% chance, and if you're going to shoot me, I'd rather that than the 43% chance I'm wrong, but I'm not convinced. But we have a lot of signals that things can be turning around. Like, let's look at the daily, right? Now, this is, floating up on decreasing volume in general. That's considered bearish consolidation. We need to see volume rising with price, so we'll look for that. But it is nice that we're finally above 37,300 and have retested it 3 times as support. Holding that would be nice. A break of this blue line would be even better. We want to see volume going up, but no surprises over the weekend. But we did have bigly, hugely, majorly volume on the bottoming candle. So that's pretty good. Kind of nothing to see here, to be quite frank, guys, right? Maybe this is a bear flag and we're going to drop. Maybe we're just flipping levels of support on the way up. I can't make a convincing case either way at this exact moment. Check out my melody. So listen, but let's see what stonks are doing just for curiosity. Stonks are popping, guys. Stonks are popping off. Let's look. That's the SPX. And this I did say, I think maybe the bottom's in on stonks. If we're going to talk about, that's not the chart, guys. I don't know, man. Not the chart I was looking for, but here we go. I'll make it the chart we're looking for. Okay. Ignore all that stupid stuff on the left. This is I keep showing SPX, but SPY you can actually trade. So kind of more important, right? SPY. This is the instrument you generally use, the ETF, to trade the SPX, the S&P, whatever. Look at that, guys. Massive bullish SFP. Back above the 50 MA on the weekly after a temporary break. This is a massive, massive, massive bullish candle on the highest volume that the SPY has seen since COVID crashed in 2020. I'm not saying it has to keep going up, but I'm saying that looks like a bottom. And if this week is up, you can start to get really probably pretty excited. And also breaking back above the 200 MA right now on the daily. So bulls really want to see a close above that. If we see a close above that, I think it at least comes up and tests the 50. So things are looking pretty good on the stocks. You know that last week, maybe I'm biased here because I bought it all. I was buying everything I could find. Moving on. Crypto exchange BitMex airdrops 1.5 million BitMex tokens to users 7 years too late. Oh, that didn't say that. Tokens allow users to get trading discounts and other benefits on using BitMex. So basically, there's like a BNB token or an FTT token or any exchange token that's already existed. How did BitMex not do this before? Guess they were too busy stealing everyone's funds and counter trading their own order book. Probably. Yeah. But this is, if you're using BitMex, you probably got airdropped a whole bunch of free money. And there's nothing that the crypto community likes more than money printing. Wait, what? Oh, we only like money printing when it's for us and when it's not by the government. I'm sorry. I forgot. Airdrops are really good, right? Somebody explain this to me.
Oh no! We suck again.
I can't figure it out. I thought money printing was bad. But it's good. But it's good as long as it's printed and only sent to us and not normal people. Okay, cool. Got it. Either way, though, if you've been using BitMex, you get some free shit. And everybody loves free shit, except for when governments do it. That's bad. It's why we need Bitcoin. Bitcoin is future. Inflation's bad, unless it's inflation in one of the coins that we own. Yes, it's different. But that, it's more fun to make fun of it. It's free money either way, though. Let's be real. So Vitalik, this epic Giga Chad, Buterin to use return 100 million from SHIB donation for COVID projects worldwide. If you guys don't remember this saga, because it's an awesome one, SHIB was created out of thin air because apparently, you needed to, Doge wasn't fractionalized enough. You needed to be able to, why own 1 million Doge when you can own 1 billion SHIB? That was their pitch, if you remember when they launched, right? They're like, and we're so convinced that SHIB is important that instead of burning coins, what we're going to do is we're going to send half the supply to Vitalik Buterin's public wallet because he would never do anything with it except for sell it all. He sold it. He dumped a bunch of it, not all of it, and sent it to India for COVID relief. What a chat. What a chat. SHIB community was in disbelief that it could possibly happen. A lot of that was managed by Samdeep Nailwal, who I'm having on the podcast soon, the CEO of Polygon, Matic. And so what they're doing now is they're sending back 100 million of it for him to deal with, basically because with regulation currently in India, it's faster and apparently more efficient and a lot easier for a non-Indian to send money directly to charity. And if it's being managed by Indian citizens, it could be much more friction and potentially have some legal issues. So that's what's happening here, in case you were wondering. Yeah. What's next? Oh my God. So many billionaires and they're so young. So many billionaires and they're so young. FTX, cool 32 billion valuation with another 400 million fundraise. Every 5 minutes, somebody's giving these guys hundreds of millions of dollars. It never ends. But FTX is now bigger than, I don't know, Twitter, NASDAQ, bigger than the largest German bank. This bus, we asking the questions here. The Germans are very upset with Sam Bankman-Fried. Anyways, the Germans. So yeah, they raised 400 million in a Series C, gave them a value of $32 billion, which is largely going to be used for what? Fucking regulation. Imagine how many lawyers FTX has to have to try to get regulated separately in every single company on the planet. Company. I said company when I meant country. Yeah. Crazy. Crazy. They literally have to go to every country in the world, get a lawyer who understands regulation in that country, hire that person, manage that person, and then deal with the red tape of regulation. Oh, and if you come to the United States, you get to do that in every single state individually too. Really fun. Really fun when there's no global regulator and no regulatory regime in charge, and that the United States, where everybody looks for clarity, is doing jack shit. Fuck all. That's a bad word. There's a lot of bad words I just said right there. Sorry, it's because I sounded like a robot. I am not human anymore. I feel like I can say whatever I want. But I think it's fair to say that FTX ain't stopping. Ain't no stopping Sam now. He's on the move. That's a song about Sam Bankman-Fried. You guys didn't know that? Ain't no stopping Sam now. He's got the groove. I don't know if he's got the groove or not. But here's the token. Here's the token. This is FTX token. Pumping a little bit. If you had the foresight to buy this a week ago, you are up a cool, almost 50%. High 40s, 45-ish%. Not bad. But you can see still all these kind of pumps looking reactionary on somewhat low volume. So I can't say that it's a result of that news. Speaking of exchanges, and we have been for like the last 10 minutes, Binance builds up $1 billion insurance fund amid crypto hack SAFU. Your funds are SAFU. They even call that fund the SAFU fund, right? Secure Asset Fund, SAFU. No you. But that's that fund, FU. FU. SAFU, right? At Binance, we always said funds are safe, and today the Binance Secure Asset Fund size acts as an effective safeguard as well as protection for users against such unlikely issues. They've gathered up $1 billion, right? We saw a $34 million hack on crypto.com recently. $1 billion to make sure that if anything goes down, they will be able to refund their customers. That's pretty tight. That's pretty tight. I like that. What's BNB doing? Nothing. This also looks like bearish consolidation, right? Decreasing volume, rising price, but that's not a bear flag, I don't think. Right here, got to get back above the EQ of this channel. I don't know, 380. Then we can start talking about the highs. These charts, nothing to see. That's reality. Coinbase adds another Giga Chad Shopify CEO to board of directors. The CEO of Shopify joined Coinbase's board may reflect the growing role of crypto in everyday commerce. It's Shopify, guys. This is huge. This is huge. People are obviously conjecturing this guy loves crypto, by the way, has been in it for a long time, but that this means an integration someday of crypto onto Shopify, right? Which provides online shopping tools to millions of merchants. Millions of merchants could now be given access to tools to allow them to offer the ability to buy things with your crypto. You already do it with PayPal, which is millions of merchants, right? Becoming very, very clear that all around the world, people who choose to spend their coins will be able to at almost every merchant on the planet. And this is one more step in that direction. The problem is nobody spends their crypto. Let's be real. All right, moving on to NFTs. Hermes is suing a digital artist for selling unauthorized Birkin bag NFTs in the metaverse for as much as 6 figures. That means that NFTs that some dude made of Birkin bags that are not authentic, but the NFTs are scarce in themselves and are authentic, are selling for as much as Birkin bags, which are some of the most expensive handbags in the world. Birkin bags, high-end Hermes bags. You guys obviously all know about them because you know my wife, who talks about Birkin bags and Hermes kind of a lot. Here you go. The NFTs, which went up on OpenSea in December, were selling for 5 to 25 Ethereum on the secondary market. That's between 13 and 65 grand at the time. Real Birkin bags can cost between 40,000 and 500,000. That's a lot for a bag. That's dumb. According to Business Insider, the Meta Birkins were a bit closer to this price range, reaching into the 6 figures before Ethereum crashed this week. But basically, this dude, Mason Rothschild, was like, Birkin bags are dope. I'm just going to draw them and sell them for the same price as Birkin bags, because that's a real thing at this point in the metaverse. But what's funny is when you think about this, by the way, we all laughed about influencers. I didn't laugh, but people flaunting their shit, right? Throughout the last bull run, it was every dude bought watches and we're sharing them on Twitter. Everybody got their fancy watch and their fancy car and they showed them off. But guess what? Those goods, luxury goods, have risen in price a hell of a lot more than Bitcoin in that time. Hell of a lot more. You know, a Birkin bag has gone up in value more than most cryptocurrencies. And that's kind of wild. Kind of wild when you think about it. Scott, how can you be so dumb on Twitter and smart on your show? Before you go crazy, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the 7K live chat show. Bro, first of all, you called me dump, and I have no idea. I don't know what that means. Sorry. But I'm sorry that you think I'm so dumb on Twitter. Never been called dump before. Does that mean I have a low IQ or that I have to go to the bathroom? I don't know, man. But yeah, luxury handbags, guys, they're rising in value because supply chain issues, you can't get them. And people want places to store value. And there's a lot of people who don't buy crypto to store value, believe it or not. Most of the world still stores value in luxury goods. And that has been a much bigger movement. And this guy's just literally copying that shit and selling it as NFTs. Crazy. Waffles would take a dump in a Birkin handbag. I don't know, man. I'm feeling pretty dumb. I don't know what the 7K live chat is. And I didn't realize how dumb I was on Twitter. So dumb. God, why am I so dumb? I don't know what he means. I want to know what he means. So speaking of NFTs and crazy shit, Justin Bieber buys a Bored Ape NFT for $1.3 million. The floor was 100 ETH and he bought one for 500. Ape 3001. This was it, right? Actually very plain, not particularly rare traits. It does have not particularly rare traits. It does have sad eyes, which are 6% rare. And the black tea is 3%, but this is not nearly as rare as a Bored Ape tea. We can get into it, but a lot of apes sell based on rarity, and the background color is actually quite common and doesn't really give that pop. But so why would he do this? Why would he buy this ape? This ape. Probably because it's the most plain. So listen, this is what I will admittedly say. So I've spoken outwardly about stupid NFT projects. I've said punks and apes are not included. All the knockoff apes are the problem, right? The twinkling turtles and the douchebag dingoes and whatever the hell else stupid shit you guys are investing your actual money in, right? But something on a lot of my podcast conversations lately have been around NFTs and the metaverse, and I'm starting to get it, And Bored Apes is about community, right? It's not the ape art that you're buying at all. It's access and a membership card to that community, whether you care or not. But more importantly, if you buy a Bored Ape, you own the IP and can do whatever you want effectively without saying the name Bored Ape. You can do effectively whatever you want. You can make a whole new NFT collection based off your Bored Ape. You can go turn this ape into a DJ, rapper, producer, make music, sign him to Universal Records, which did happen. There's 4 Bored Apes as a band signed. You can do whatever you want with the IP. And so my assumption is that he bought the most plain one he could find that kind of like resembled him so that he could do whatever he wanted with it, right? One Justin Bieber video featuring this Bored Ape, and he will make back that 500 ETH that he spent in spades, right? That's why. So if you don't get it, because trust me, man, it took me a while. I almost bought an ape like 3 times this weekend, and then I realized I was going to buy the top and I was going to FOMO in. But they were like, I was looking at one at 93 ETH. Now the floor is, I don't know, 116.9. 116.9. I really was tempted. I was talking to Emmy about it, and she was like, I don't endorse that dumb shit. Right? I can't blame her. But yeah, here's the buy now. Here's the cheapest apes right here. Right? There was one. I'll show you the ones I was eyeing that have sold. I'll show you if I can find them, because they keep selling. Every time I look at one, I'm like, yeah, that's kind of cool. Okay, I was peeping this dude. Peeping that dude. But there's one with a faux hawk and a jail suit. This was the one I was. See, I want to turn this guy into a DJ. That was the one I was going to buy him. So look at him. And then there's another one just like that in a jail suit. That's dope. But like I said, it's not about the art. It's about finding one. This one somebody tried to sell me. Said, hey, you wear a shirt. He wears a shirt. You should buy that. Right? But you get the idea. I'm trying to find the other one. I can't find them. But here's they are selling right here. You can see the crazy prices. Hundreds of thousands of dollars to buy one of these things. But for some reason, people keep doing it. And that can't be because all these people are dumb. Couldn't pay you to be in that dumb club. Well, listen, it's about the IP. Like if I was going to this, like say, start a record label called Bored Beats, right? And everybody who produced or whatever had to have an ape. That drove the price of the apes. You get it. Anyways, a lot you can do with it. So anyways, yeah, that's all I got for you guys. But he spent over $1 million on that one, which was not a particularly rare ape, just because that's the ape he wanted. My ape is me. I am my ape. I am my ape. What could I do with a Bored Ape? I don't know, man. That sounds like a personal question that maybe you were going to want to not explore on the internet in public. I don't know what people do with their apes. Do not know. I will not be changing my name to the Ape of All Streets. If I buy an ape, I'll get made fun of, and then it'll be the top. Probably a thing. Anyway, guys, got to go. Got things to do. Got places to be. But I will be back this afternoon, and we're going to figure out what we're going to do. Probably take a whole lot of looks at a whole lot of altcoin charts, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. You don't want to miss it. That's at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, my Monday afternoon stream. Guys, check it out. Let's hope that the price of Bitcoin is $49,000 by the time it happens, and that I've bought a Bored Ape that's gone up $7 million in value. I will see you guys later. Bye.
Let's go.